What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering, and the Tesla board has just, I'm sorry, the Twitter board has just unanimously approved Elon Musk's bid to purchase Twitter, which doesn't and shouldn't come as any kind of huge surprise because they have already basically been saying this, and they've been saying that, hey, we're going to hold Elon to the $54.20 share price offer, which seems at a significant premium right now. At least that is until you hear what just may be holding up this deal altogether. Because yes, the board has approved it. They have basically said that the shareholders should now all also approve it. They've given their blessing. The Twitter stock has increased, but Elon Musk has issued a little bit of a hold on now, I'm still not satisfied, giving 3 reasons why he will not write the check for Twitter at this point. We'll get into all that after a quick word from this video sponsor, Meta PCs. Huge shout out to this video sponsor, Meta PCs. Look, you've been around, you know that I've been talking about Meta PCs for a very long time. In fact, it's the primary computer I use. But it's not just because they're a sponsor. It's for so many more reasons. They have fully customizable, configurable PCs and all the hardest to find parts in stock and ready to go. They also have ready to ship PCs ready for you today. Here's a couple of reasons why I like Meta PCs. First and foremost, it's veteran ownership. Meta PCs is a veteran-owned business. One of Meta's owners has served both in Afghanistan and Iraq and received a Purple Heart for his service. Meta also employs military veterans in Meta's operations center and also provides systems to veterans going back to school to help them re-enter the workforce all across the United States. They offer financing. It has 100% US-based sales and support. And when you receive your PC, it's ready to go right out of the box. You don't have to get complicated and set things up. You just plug it all in and you're ready to rock. And on top of that, Meta PCs is offering you, my viewer, a huge discount when you use the link in the description or you use promo code TheQuartering. If you use my code at checkout, not only do you save money, but you support my content and a company that will not bow to cancel culture. So maybe you're not ready to pick up a new computer today, but when you are, remember to go to metapcs.com and use promo code TheQuartering to support me and to save money. And everybody wins. Hey, obviously, I know you might not be rushing out to buy a new computer right now, but when you do, Meta PCs is the computer I use, and it is the laptop I use and that I recommend to everybody. They've been super supportive of this channel. Board unanimously approves Elon Musk's $44 billion Twitter takeover bid. Twitter's board has recommended unanimously that the shareholders approve the proposed $44 billion sale of the company to billionaire and Tesla CEO Elon Musk, according to a regulatory filing Tuesday. Musk reiterated his desire to move forward with the acquisition last week during a virtual meeting with Twitter employees, though shares of Twitter remain far below his offering price, signaling considerable doubt that it will actually happen. Now, I don't know if I would I don't know if I would go that far, because what I think it may also signal is the market considering the fact that he may renegotiate the price. Shares rose about 3% to $38.98 before the opening bell Tuesday, far short of the $54.20 per share that Musk has offered to pay. The company's stock last reached that level on April 5th when it offered Musk a seat on the board before he had offered to buy all of Twitter. In a filing with the SEC on Tuesday detailing a letter to investors, Twitter board of directors said that it unanimously recommends that you vote, quote, for the adoption of the merger agreement. If the deal were to close now, investors in the company would pocket a profit of $15.22 for each share they own. Now, that would be on top of whatever profit they may or may not have in purchasing it. Let's say they had purchased at $10, right? So they're cashing out at, $44 in profit. I don't know how many people bought at $10, probably geniuses, if the deal goes through. However, Elon has now outlined there are 3 still unresolved obstacles stopping him from signing the check. Billionaire Elon Musk said Tuesday that he still sees 3 unresolved matters impeding the closure of his $44 billion Twitter takeover agreement. Progress on Musk's negotiations with Twitter board has stalled since mid-May, when the billionaire declared the deal was on temporary hold while he assessed the number of spam bots within the social media's app's user base. We've talked about this at length on the channel. Essentially, his argument is, you said you're selling me 200 million users. I think there's only 100 million users. Therefore, I want to renegotiate the price. I believe that's really what he's doing. Also, if Twitter lied about active users, that's illegal. When asked about the concerns on whether or not Twitter has provided, quote, enough information about its platform, Musk indicated the spam bots issues is still the main obstacle. You've probably read about the questions as to whether the number of fake or spam users on the system is less than 5%, as Twitter claims, which I think is probably not most people's experience when using Twitter, Musk told Bloomberg during an interview at the Qatar Economic Forum. We're sort of waiting for a resolution on that matter, and that is a very significant matter. Now, remember last week, or maybe it was probably 2 weeks ago now, where Elon had requested essentially access to the fire hose, as Twitter calls it, which is basically all of the tweets. And so he could do some analyses. Well, I would assume that somebody at Tesla or SpaceX or Boring or some, Uber nerd is going through that data and providing Elon with some definition of what's spam and what's not. Of course, a possibility does exist that Twitter is telling the truth and that it really is less than 5%, but it sure seems awfully unlikely. I don't think that 5% of my interactions are from bots. I don't think anybody who uses Twitter believes that 5% is the number. I would believe if you told me 20 to 30% of all interactions and stuff on Twitter were bots, I would really find it difficult to disagree with you. I believe the number could be as high as 15 or 20% upon further research. However, what it's going to come down to is, how do you define a bot? How does Twitter define a bot? I'm sure Twitter defines a bot or a fake account as, like, their definition of that is probably extraordinarily inclusive in terms of what they consider to be a bot, because it's in their best interest to include as many accounts as humanly possible. He goes on to write, also continue, of course, there is a question of whether the debt portion of the round comes together, and then will the shareholders vote in favor? I think those are 3 things that need to be resolved before the transaction can complete. Well, I think the fact of the matter is, when you're talking about the shareholder approval, you'd have to be a moron. You'd have to be voting against your own financial best interest as a shareholder if you voted against this. You know what I mean? Like that's the thing. You'd be moronic. Now, do I think there are some like lefty lunatics out there that would vote against it on principle and be willing to like lose the money? Yeah, I do. I've seen it. Lunatics, people like Bill Gates out there. There are people that have so much money that it doesn't even matter. The idea now, the debt financing is a little more complex. The second major roadblock facing Twitter transaction, according to Musk, is the portion of debt required to finance it. Musk in May committed to paying $33.5 million in cash for the company. He also received a $7.1 billion in equity financing commitments from investors, including Oracle co-founder Larry Ellison and the crypto exchange Binance. Musk says that the remainder of the funding will come in the form of bank loans. How exactly will this play out remains uncertain. Despite being the world's richest person, much of Musk's wealth is tied up in Tesla stock. He has sold and pledged billions in Tesla shares as collateral for the loans. Speaking of Tesla, if you look, Bill Gates is somewhere crying today because the Tesla stock is having a massive rally. Massive. Up 12% today. Now, allegedly, this new lawsuit says Tesla illegally fired thousands of workers and denied them pay. I don't think you have to provide warning. This is a weird headline that's happening now. Like, oh, they didn't provide a warning before they fired them. That's how the real world works. And what planet are you providing? Are you getting, a warning that you're going to be fired? You just get fired or you get laid off. That's how it works. What would be the point of providing warning? But if you look at, now I don't know if this is related to the Tesla news or not, but you can see, Tesla has had a rough 6 months. There was times that it peaked at over $1,000 a share, and it kind of plummeted once Elon decided to buy Twitter. And there was all sorts of weird pushback and weird shenanigans going on that Elon was talking about. But if we look at their 5-day, the Tesla stock absolutely skyrocketed today. Now, was it based on them trimming staff? Was it based on them, on the job cuts? Probably somewhat, understanding that the company has to get leaner. They also increased prices, I believe, too. And you have just a massive, like $71 increase in the share price today. Just massive, from like low 650 up to 724, and it's still going up. So it'll be interesting to see how high the Tesla stock goes and how tied it is to the Twitter deal going through, but it's not quite done yet. So you're going to want to stay tuned here. Make sure you click that red subscribe button down below the video if you're watching on YouTube, so that you can stay up to date on all the latest news, not just Twitter, but Hollywood, technology, and, well, just about everything else. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.